Hi everyone, I have a really exciting table to share, which is this one right here. But before I share that one, I just want to mention something about this table that I had done on the election. And I just want to say that I have quite a few tables here that are really amazing on Donald Trump, on what just took place and the election. But I'm just going to have to try to probably do that in a separate video. If I had actually known that Donald Trump was going to win by a landslide, I would have shared some more of these landslide tables, which are really amazing, because I only had these two up when I did my video on November 8th, and that was early in the morning. It's before I had any idea what the results were going to be, and I didn't know it was going to be a landslide for Donald Trump. Otherwise, I would have shared more of these tables, but I want to go ahead and show them to you because this is really interesting. But what's even more interesting is how this all relates to the Obama third term tables, which I want to get into in my next video. But I also want to get into these tables right here, which this is actually the matrix that I had come up with the very first Donald Trump video that I did. But I didn't have all these other terms in it because I didn't know who all the candidates were going to be at the time. And I didn't really know what it was all about at the time when I did that video, which I'm understanding more now what it's about. So I want to explain that. But that's probably going to be in a separate video. I'm going to have to just try to make some short videos on every separate topic on this that I have, because there's just so much to cover. And in this one, what I want to explain is over here. If you recall in my video, I had explained how the word election comes up in EOS form twice in the tables, and this one was coming up in Samuel 2. There was another matrix that was coming up in Isaiah 64, which was all about the return of Christ and how all the elements were going to melt with fire, and it had the word consume in it, which alludes to nuclear war. And then this one also has the term consume thine eyes in it, which I believe alludes to nuclear war as well. But what I noticed about this table when I was doing the table is I noticed this word right here, the word rage, was coming up in the text. And at the time I thought that perhaps the election was going to be rigged in favor of Hillary, and I had put all these terms in. Of course, there would have been an outrage either way. Regardless of the outcome, there would have been some type of outrage. And I just added this word riot this morning after seeing some of the videos that came up on my homepage. But this could all still be fake. We don't really know what's going on, what's true and what's fake anymore. The only thing we know is that the Bible is true and that Jesus is coming back soon. That's the only thing we know for sure. And what's going on with the election and what's been planned and what hasn't been planned, we don't really know. But what I want to point out is I just saw this video this morning that was done by Bold Soldier, and it's showing a riot that's taking place here, probably in California. I'm not sure where that is. But he's quoting 1 Samuel 8, 6 through 7, and it's saying, "But when they said, 'Give us a king to lead us,' this displeased Samuel. So he prayed to the Lord, and the Lord told him, 'Listen to all that the people are saying to you. It is not you they have rejected, but they have rejected me as their king.'" Okay, this is exactly what this matrix is saying right here. It's saying, I'll go ahead and read it and then I'll explain it again, but I think it's becoming a lot more clear what's being said here after the fact. Of course, vision is always 20/20 in hindsight. But over here in Samuel 2:28 through 2:35, it's basically saying what's summarized in this one scripture right here in 1 Samuel 8:6 through 7. And I'll go ahead and read the matrix again. It's saying, or God is saying, "And did I choose him out of all the tribes of Israel to be my priest, to go up unto mine altar to burn incense, to wear an ephod before me? And did I give unto the house of thy father all the offerings of the children of Israel made by fire? Wherefore," in other words, why, "kick ye at my sacrifice, and at mine offering, which I have commanded in my habitation, and honorest thy sons above me, to make yourselves fat with the chiefest of all the offerings of Israel my people?" So God is saying, why are you rejecting my sacrifice? Why are you rejecting the person who I chose out of all the tribes of Israel to be my priest? And this is what it's saying over here. "But when they said, Give us a king to lead us, this displeased Samuel. So he prayed to the Lord, and the Lord told him, Listen to all that the people are saying to you. It is not you they have rejected, but they have rejected me as their king." So by not accepting God's sacrifice or God's choice, they're actually rejecting God, is what it's saying in this scripture right here. Okay, and so if you read on in this one over here, it's saying, "Therefore Jehovah the God of Israel saith, I said indeed that thy house and the house of thy father should walk before me forever. But now Jehovah saith, Be it far from me, for them that honor me will I honor, and they that despise me shall be lightly esteemed. Behold, the days come that I will cut off thine arm and the arm of thy father's house, that there shall not be an old man in thy house. And thou shalt behold the affliction of my habitation, and all the wealth with which God shall give Israel. And there shall not be an old man in thy house forever. And the man of thine, whom I shall not cut off from mine altar, shall be to consume thine eyes, and to grieve thy heart, and all the increase of thy house shall die in the flower of their age." Okay, so it's like God is saying, okay, so you don't want my choice, so behold, the days come that I will cut off the arm of thy father's house, and you shall behold the affliction of my habitation, in other words, the tribulation, and there will not be an old man in thy house. Since that's what you want, you're just like bold soldier said here, this is what the people wanted, so this is what the people will get. Be careful what you ask for. That's exactly what God is saying. This is what you wanted. You didn't want to have the old man in the house, so you're going to get what you want, which is the affliction. "And the man of thine whom I shall not cut off from mine altar shall be to consume thine eyes." And with the affliction is going to come the atomic war, the nuclear holocaust. That's all part of it. "And this shall be the sign unto thee that shall come upon thy two sons, on Hophni and Phinehas. In one day they shall die, both of them." And I'm taking the two arms and the two sons as being the two houses, the Democrats and the Republicans. It looks like they're both going to be cut off in one day. And then over here it's talking about the return of Christ, because the true faithful priest will come at the same time that the false one will come. At the time of the tribulation, the tribulation begins with the abomination of desolation. That's when the tribulation begins, according to Matthew 24, according to what Jesus said. It all begins with the abomination of desolation, but that's also when the true Christ will come, the faithful priest will come at that time as well. And it says over here, and I will raise up my faithful priest that shall do according to that which is in my heart and in my mind, and I will build him a sure house, and he shall walk before mine anointed forever. So every time the Bible talks about the tribulation or the Antichrist and all the bad things that are going to happen in the world, it always gives us the hope of the rapture. It always talks about the true Christ and the rapture and the gathering of the elect. It always talks about both, almost in the same breath. In almost every scripture it mentions both, because they both happen at the same time. And so I just wanted to point that out, because it's amazing how this fits exactly with what's being presented in this video over here that I just saw this morning. But I have so much more that I want to share about all of these Donald Trump tables, but I'm going to do that in a separate video because there's just so much. And then I have a really exciting table that I just did this morning. In fact, I might do this one next because this one is really exciting, but I'll do this one in a separate video. So just be looking out for the next video, and thanks for watching. God bless you. Actually, before I end this video, I was just watching or listening to the playback, and I just want to point something else out. Over here, it's saying, okay, it's saying at the top, you didn't like my choice, so behold, I will cut off thine arm, the arm of thy father's house, and thou shalt behold the affliction of my habitation. And then it says, and the man of thine, whom I shall not cut off from my altar. So the one that the people that reject God apparently want, the man of thine, God is talking to the people that have rejected him and have rejected his choice. He said, the man of yours, your choice, that I will not cut off from mine altar, he shall be to consume thine eyes and to grieve thy heart, and all the increase of thy house shall die in the flower of their age. So it sounds like this man, that the people that reject Christ choose, in other words, the Antichrist, because if they're against Christ, they're going to be for the Antichrist. He's going to be to consume their eyes. In other words, he's going to be the one to bring on the nuclear war and to grieve their heart, to bring on the tribulation, and thy house shall die in the flower of their age. It all sounds like a nuclear holocaust. So the one that the people choose, the ones that reject Christ and reject God's sacrifice, they're going to receive the one who's going to bring on the tribulation. That he's going to be the one that's going to consume their eyes and grieve their heart, the one that they choose. And so I just wanted to make that point before ending this video, and I'll come back with more about these Donald Trump tables in a part 2, but I'm going to take a break from that and do the supermoon, which is more good news, or good news for a change, and then I'll go back to the other Donald Trump tables after that. Thank you.